This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so if at any time you have any questions, please interrupt, and I am happy to answer Let's see. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. Hello from Chicago, Illinois, and it is in the evening here, and I see everyone there. It is nice and bright and early. I can't turn my camera around because it's dark outside, and a little bit later here. So, a little bit about Chicago to get started. This is my beautiful city, Chicago, and we have a very large lake, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world. And we also get a lot of snow. And in the month of February, we had 36 inches of snow, and I will do a quick conversion to centimeters. That is 91 centimeters of snow in 1 month. So we had a lot of snow this year, but now it is spring and things are getting a little bit warmer. So here we are after the snow, and this is my family on the right. So I live here in Chicago with my daughter, Claire, and those are her two favorite stuffed animals. A stuffed animal is like a little fluffy creature that is your friend. And my husband, Rob. Some people do have questions about my name. My last name, Tarl, is Croatian. My grandparents are from the former Yugoslavia in Croatia. And my husband's family is from Poland. And so he still has some family there. So America is a country of immigrants, and we are just from all over the world. I was born and raised in a very, very small town that is very different than Chicago. And this is the town on the left. The name of the town is Elizabeth. It's very small. The bigger city that we are close to is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There are a lot of very good universities there, Carnegie Mellon, Pitt University, and many other universities. So maybe someday you will all end up in my original city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In Chicago, it is very flat. There are not many hills. But in Pittsburgh and Elizabeth, where I grew up, there's lots of hills. So this little red thing on here is a train that goes up and down the mountain to take people to work. Just a little more background. This is where I grew up, right in front of a farm. It is not my parents' farm. It's behind us, so it's the best kind of farm. It's just one to look at. You don't have to do the work. And also, if you see way back in the back behind my dad and my daughter, most people where I grew up went to worked in a steel mill. And the reason I bring this up is because I am the first person or the first generation in my family to go to college. And that's why I also think that English and language is so important, because that is definitely the way to learn knowledge. So my profession, my training is that I am a speech language pathologist. And what does that mean? That means that I have training to help people who have a difficult time communicating. Part of that job is to help people say certain sounds that they can't say for whatever reason when they're born, or if they have some sort of accident and they can't say sounds once that happens. So through that, I learned how to teach people pronunciation, and where I was raised, we speak a different version of American English. And I have, not any longer, but I used to have an accent, and I would say different words and use different grammar and have a different pronunciation for English. So when I went to college, I realized I need to learn a more standard way of thinking and speaking. And so I had to really improve what I like to call my professional English. And so I took a lot of classes in grammar and in pronunciation, and here I am now specializing in languages and English and just teaching people to communicate. So I am very passionate about language because language helps us to connect with other people. And my goal for everyone, including all of you out there, is to be clear and confident in your speaking. So I want you to be clear. I want you to be able to speak with people and have them understand you. And I also want you to be confident. I had some recordings sent to me, and your English and your pronunciation is already absolutely amazing. So I am so proud of all of your hard work. Keep that up. It really pays off, and you were all so young, and now is the time to improve your English and your language skills in general. So what is language? Let's start there. So language is 4 different things. It's listening, that's being able to understand English or another language. Speaking, that is the way that we convey a message. Reading, that's looking at text, looking at emojis, it's reading. And then we have writing, and that's another way that we can just convey our thoughts. So language ultimately is a way to get what is in our brains and in our hearts across to another person. So then what is speech and what is pronunciation? So speech are sounds, which are consonant and vowels. So what is that? A consonant would be a sound where there's a specific place in your mouth where you make that sound. So maybe the T sound. So you can all try that. So everyone say the T sound. You can feel your tongue touching your teeth, and that's a very specific spot in your mouth, and that's going to help you to make that sound. We have something else, which is a vowel. And a vowel is your mouth is just opening and it's shaping the sound. We have lots of different vowels. A, and everyone tries this one, this is my favorite one. E. Everyone say a nice long E. That's the smiling vowel. I feel like that's a very happy vowel. So your language has certain consonant vowels, and English has certain consonants and vowels as well. Speech is also, we have certain rules on which sounds we can combine and when. And that's in any language. This is not just talking about English, this is in any language. Then we have different stress, rhythm, intonation, and prosody. So what is that? Stress and rhythm is making something more exciting, making it louder, longer, and higher in pitch. That adds a lot of excitement. You will hear this in music, and you will hear this if you are watching movies and TV shows. Rhythm goes along with stress. We're making some words longer and some are shorter. Longer and shorter. You can hear the difference there. Intonation and prosody is the going up and then falling down at the end of the sentence. There are so many things that you can learn if you want to improve your speaking. And this is all important because, again, we use speech and language to convey a message, to connect with others, and to share information. So this was a big question that I was asking everyone when I sent the questions out to your teachers and to your principal. And it's, why is language so important? And any language is important because it is how we connect with others. And I think that connection ultimately is what is most important in life. It's your family members, it's your friends, it's your relationships, it's that connecting with other people and sharing your experiences. So you have that in your language, we have that in English, and you are so fortunate because not only can you speak with everyone in your country in your native language, but you can speak with people across the world in English-speaking countries and with other people who learn English so that they can connect with people throughout the world. So let's talk a little bit about why is it important to learn English? So I've been doing this probably longer than you have all been alive. I have been working in my business for 16 years, and as a speech language pathologist and a pronunciation expert for, oh my gosh, 25 years. That seems impossible, but it is true. So 25 years I have been doing this, and I have met many, many people. The number one reason that people want to learn English that I work with because they want to travel and to see the world. I have many students who watch my videos on YouTube and have taken my classes and read my books because they want to go to other countries. If you go to a country like France, people speak French. A lot of people there who work in hotels, who work at a lot of the large tourist attractions, they will speak English because it is a very common language in the world. So again, if you travel, this is a great way to make connections and meet people, and that's an awesome reason to learn English. You're also thinking about careers and jobs once you were finished with school. I know a friend here in Chicago, she is from the Netherlands. She learned English so that she could work in hotels in the Netherlands. And that's how she ended up here in America. She met her husband when he was staying at her hotel. Big reason number two, let's just keep moving along. Entertainment. A lot of music, a lot of movies, a lot of comic books and graphic novels and all kinds of informational texts. They are in English. So if you want to see the big blockbuster movie, you can watch that in English. And if you learn English, it's so much more fun to watch the movie because you don't have to read at the same time. So you can see all of the glamorous people on the screen and all of the scenery and get to enjoy all the parts of the movies. Again, thinking about jobs, in America, the movie industry is so big that oftentimes you can get a job in the movie doing many things here, working in food services, being a cameraman, but also people from America go to other countries to film movies. And if you speak English and there is a movie being made in your country, it is much easier to get a job on set when you speak English. Okay, Does anyone have any questions? If not, I can just keep going. Are we okay? All right. Another big reason to learn English is to expand your thinking. When you are able to speak and understand and read and watch things in English, you can hear different opinions. And in doing that, you can then decide, do I agree with this or do I disagree with it? Is this something that I would like to try or maybe something that I am not interested in? It also helps you to learn because there are many free podcasts that are available on the internet, and you can listen and you can learn everything from what's happening in the news to what are the latest fashions, to learning about Julius Caesar and all of the history of the ancient world. So you can really just learn anything. Of course, this goes without saying, you can make friends. You can have a pen pal in America. You could maybe come and do a summer study in America. There are many programs in the US where students come from different high schools. Maybe you can find a high school in Chicago where you partner with the high school. Students from the US come to your country, and students from your country then come to the US, and you basically have a vacation and you attend high school for the week with students, and you just get to learn about the culture. And sometimes people even stay with families here in the US, and I know that then people form really nice friendships with each other. Also, this goes without saying, for the internet, lots and lots of stuff on the internet is only in English, and so that's very helpful if you can speak and read English, because then you can understand what is written on the internet. I've also had many, many students over the years who are in different sciences and in aviation. If you don't know that word, that's airplanes. That's, again, being a pilot or even working as a flight attendant on an airplane. The language that is sort of the default language of most of the industries in science and in aviation is English. I've worked with many students from Germany on their pronunciation. I've worked with many people actually from Thailand. I don't know why that's in particular where all of my people are in aviation, but I've worked with a lot of people there and helping them with their speaking clarity so that they can continue to connect and do their jobs seamlessly and well. And also you can, again, come to the United States if you're interested in something like that and study. I have many, many students that I work with on improving their pronunciation so that they can pass the speaking portions of certain tests that are required to get into university so that they can complete their interviews, again, so that they can get into university. And then also so that they can come here and speak with people and understand everyone who is living with them in the dorms and who is helping them on their educational journey. But I think the most important thing, sometimes when people aren't here and it seems like some of these things are very untouchable, you can just have fun with English. I actually love learning a little bit about languages wherever I do get to travel. I just think it's fun and it's interesting, and it's always good to have a hobby that you're trying to work towards and improve. So yes, you're learning English now in high school, but this could be something fun that you do for the rest of your life. I actually have a student right now on my channel. She's a grandma and she's 70, and she and her grandchildren, who are like 7 and 10, are working on learning English. and they are just doing it for fun. So maybe you can get your moms and your dads and your aunties and your uncles involved, and you can teach them English, and it can be a family project. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Raise your hand if you do. If not, we can move on to the next screen. Okay. Did I see a hand right there in the front? No? Okay. All right. So again, because my job is being a pronunciation expert, I thought today I can teach you a few things right away so that you are more confident and clear in your English speaking. So let's learn a few consonant sounds, and I'm going to get everyone practicing. So I know it's hard with the masks on. We have to wear masks every day here in the US too, but you can still practice your sounds with your mask on, okay? So don't be shy. I'm going to get everyone talking there in the audience, okay? I know it's hard, it's early, but you can do it. All right, are we ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Are you ready? Students, are you ready? Okay, nice, love it. I don't see everyone. Ladies on the right. Are we good? Are we ready? Yes, thank you. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, I'm glad you were all awake. Like I said, I know it's early there. All right. So 2 sound mistakes that I heard from many of you when you were speaking and you sent me the recordings. Number 1 is the R, and you need to fix it by making it longer and smoother. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Number 2, the V sound. You need to make sure you smile for that sound so that your lips stay back. And then for the short I sound, like the I in Jennifer, like in that middle sound there, you need to make sure that your lips are nice and relaxed. And then for the we're going to work on that by making our lips square and tense. Okay, so we're going to go through each of these as soon as I take a sip of water. All right, so for sound number 1, let's start with the R sound. So what you are going to do is, again, this R sound and the ER over here, the vowel and the consonant, they're very close. They're almost the same sound, okay? What we are going to do for those sounds is we are going to make sure that our lips are square and tense. So under your masks, I want everyone to make your lips like this. What I hear some of you doing is doing this. That's too relaxed. I also hear some people doing this. So we don't want it puckered. We don't want that. And we don't want it relaxed. You want square and tense. So that's number 1. Number 2, the tip of your tongue, that part right there. Do not let that touch your teeth. It does not touch your teeth. The tip of your tongue is either pointed down to the bottom of the mouth, like a K. Everyone try that. Like the letter K, like in, let's see, the K. Okay, your tongue should be pointed down, all right? That's the same for the R. If it's too hard, you can flip your tongue back. But again, the key is do not touch your teeth. Okay, everybody ready? I'm gonna say the sound and then you say the sound. Ready? Let's try. You got it. Okay, we're gonna come back to that in a minute. You all have it. For the next one, the V sound. This is super easy. I hear all of you rounding your lips too much and saying worry instead of very. I hear wary. We don't want to pucker. No puckering lips, no kissing lips. We want smiling lips. Very, very.
Very, very,
Good.
very.
I heard someone touch their teeth for that R. I can hear that all the way here in Chicago. So don't forget, say the V, keep that tongue down for the R. Very. Give it a try.
Very, very,
Good. Here's what
very.
I heard. I heard it longer and smoother, and I heard those smiling and those square lips. So awesome. Okay. Super stars over there. All right. Let's do one more sound before we get into practice. It's the short I sound. So I hear a lot of you say, put it in the box instead of put it in the box. So we have this very short, very quick I sound, and I'm hearing a lot of you say a more long and tense and smiling E. And we don't want that. We want it to be nice and short and relaxed. It. So in the bin. In the bin. Let's try that. Let me write it down. Yeah. In. Let me get my whiteboard. It is in the bin. In the bin.
In the bin. In the bin.
So good. You all sound like you've been born and raised in America. That was incredible. Okay. Are you ready for some sentences? All right. Here we go. All right. A great way to practice your English is to repeat and to imitate someone else. So this is going to feel weird. I move my mouth a lot when I talk. So I want all of you to try that too. So in English, we have a lot more vowels than most other languages. So that's why we move our mouth so much. We have all of these vowels that we use, okay? So don't be afraid to use all of those vowels. You will look a little different, but that's okay. All right? So I tell my students all the time, I give you permission. Make fun of me. Over exaggerate what I do, and I bet you will be correct. Okay? So I'm going to do the first sentence. I'm going to say the sentence 2 times, and then you will repeat. Okay? So just listen. Everyone just listen. The red robin ran across the frozen river. The red robin ran across the frozen river. So let's break that down. The red robin
The red robin ran across the
ran
frozen
across
river. Ran across
frozen
the
river.
frozen river.
the frozen river.
Okay. I want to hear those R's a little bit longer, okay? The red robin ran across the frozen river.
The red robin ran across the frozen river.
Frozen river.
Awesome. That was so good. So remember to make those R's longer and stronger and smoother. That was very good. I want to fix one mistake that I heard everyone say in this sentence. Everyone said river, and it's not a river. River.
River.
Try that word. River.
River.
One more
River.
time.
River.
So good. Just like the teacher, you get an A+. That was so good. Okay, nice I sound. Very good. All right. Now, next sentence is that V. Remember, smiling for the V sound. Vicky
Very important.
is very vocal and voiced her views. Vicky is very vocal and voiced her views. Okay, let's break it down. Vicky
Vicky
is very vocal
is very vocal
and voiced her views.
and voice her views.
So good. I also heard several of you use the short I in Vicky and is. And I also heard several of you use a good R in very. So let's put it all together. Vicky is very vocal and voiced her views.
Vicky is very vocal and voice her views.
Very vocal
So
and
good. All right. Now let's try a few sentences that are with the vowels. All right. So the first one, we're going to use that short I sound. So think about making that sentence a little bit snappier, I would call it. Tim sipped his drink on the ship. Tim sipped his drink on the ship. Tim
Tim
Tim,
sipped his drink on the ship.
Tim,
good. We can make those
drink
I's a
on
little
the
bit
ship.
shorter. Tim sipped his drink on the ship.
Sip, sip,
Tim sipped his drink on the ship.
sip,
So
on the
good.
ship.
I love it. That sounded really good. And we have another R sentence. Remember, square tense lips, long and strong. Her name is Roberta River, and she is a doctor. Her name is Roberta River, and she is a doctor. Let's break it down. Her name
Then,
Her name
is Roberta River,
is Roberta River,
and she is a doctor.
and she is a doctor.
Good. Really good R on doctor. Let's be careful with Roberta River. Try that again. Roberta River.
Roberta River.
Much better. Let's try it all together. Her name is Roberta River, and she is a doctor.
Her name is Roberta River, and she is a doctor.
Awesome. I give you all 2 thumbs up, virtual high fives, and an A+. That was so good. All right. So here's the sneaky hint and the tip that makes this all so much easier. So you can work on all of your sounds. And I think it's important to do that because it helps you not only with listening, but different sounds, helps you with your listening. All of my students that I've ever worked with on pronunciation all tell me working on pronunciation has helped their listening. They can then listen to the news. They can understand what people are saying easier just by learning the sounds. So how can we do this? I'm going to give you 5 quick tips. Number 1, do not be afraid to speak slowly. Everyone in America loves an accent. We love it. We can't get enough of the accents. So it's okay to have one. It's okay to speak differently. Just speak a little slower. Okay, easy breezy. Speak a little slower. I'm not saying to shout at people when I say to speak loudly, but I am saying to speak with confidence and try to project or to hit your listener with your voice. That means you must look at the person that you're talking to, not look down, and you must open your mouth and speak loudly enough so that the person you are talking to can hear you. We already talked about this one. You want to open your mouth more. You want to move your mouth more. You want to Make fun of Americans. We know we move our mouth a lot. Really try to move your mouth more, and that will help you a lot. You do not have to talk with your hands as much as I do, but you can feel free to do that as well. You were all doing this next one. Pause at the end of a thought. In English, we speak in phrases and we pause at the end of a phrase or the end of a thought. I can tell you, I am wearing a black sweater, a pink tank top, and blue jeans. So I'm pausing after every thought, which is after every phrase. So that's a great way to sound more fluent very quickly. It also helps you to say less words at a time, and it makes your speech much clearer. And it's excellent because it gives your listening partner time to think about what you have said. And last, think about elongating some of your vowels and some of your words, especially the important ones. If you're introducing yourself, hello, my name is Jennifer Carl. I live in Chicago, Illinois. So I'm making my words longer that are the most important. So stress your words by making them longer and louder and higher. All right. So just to review, and we're almost finished, and then I think you're ready for the rest of your day. How do I practice my clear communication? You can practice just saying words. You can go to my YouTube videos and you can practice words along with me. This is a great way to practice your English and to practice your pronunciation. Listen to people reading, listen to the television, and you can listen without trying to translate and figure out what the person is saying. Listening to more and more English will help your brain to recognize the patterns, and ultimately it will then be easier to understand what other people are saying. Imitate others, we've talked about that. Imitate me, imitate your favorite actor or actress, imitate the person who's reading the book that you're listening to. Talk to yourself or talk to other people. If you don't have anyone to talk to, for instance, when I practice Spanish, I speak to myself. I talk to myself. I use an app, it's free, Duolingo, and I repeat what that is saying. I will then do my answers out loud, saying them so that I can practice speaking as much as possible. So again, it's great if you have another person to talk to, but if you don't, that's okay. You can just practice speaking by yourself. And I think this is the biggest one. It is scary to try your new language skills. Be confident. Everyone that I've ever tried any of my new language skills with, everyone is so patient and so hopeful, and they want to help you, and everybody wants you to be successful. So just give it a try. All right. Well, thank you so much. You can find all of my information on my website, and I have hundreds and hundreds of free classes, free video lessons on YouTube. So that's my little way of giving back to the world. All of it is free, so you don't have to even pay for anything. You just go on there and take all of my classes. So thank you for all of the time. Thank you for having me. I am just so grateful that I was able to just spend this little bit of time with you today. So we have a few minutes left. If anyone has a question or would just like to say something, it doesn't even have to be about English or pronunciation. You can ask me about the US. You can ask me about my family. You can ask me about my glasses. I don't care. So go Go ahead. I open up to questions from anyone.
Okay, two questions.
Come on.
Okay, Panji,
Come forward.
come forward, please. This is your chance. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at this camera, Benji.
Where's the camera? So Madam Sarah can see you.
Yeah.
All right. One step. One step. No.
That's good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Can you speak Poland?
He asked, can you speak Holland?
Can you speak Poland? Mikrofonnya.
Yes, the microphone is on.
Benji, come.
I can hear the woman who's speaking right now, but I couldn't hear the student.
Okay, wait.
Okay, I think. Okay.
Oh,
Panji,
there we go.
you can say. Here.
Use this microphone.
Use this microphone.
Can you speak Poland?
No. I know a few words in Polish. I know Nastrovia, which is cheers. I know Zęby, which is teeth. I know Sedajcia, which means sit down. Buzia means God. Buzia Nadadzenia means Merry Christmas. I know, Kuti means chicken. So I know a little bit of Polish, but not much. It's a great question. Thank you.
Good question. How about the others?
How about the others? Do you have any question? Is it?
Come in.
Okay, come here.
Thank you, Benji.
Thank you, Panji, for your question. Yes, just come closer. Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry, this is outside the English, but does school shooting in America is real things?
Guess that?
Say that again.
Does school shooting in American is real?
Yeah, that is real. We do have school shootings here, unfortunately. It's gotten a lot better in America. You are able to own a gun. And so there's lots of discussion about should you own a gun or should you not own a gun. And so unfortunately, we've had some school shootings, but it's not common at all. America is a very big country, and schools are safer than ever. I work also in schools in Chicago, and I've never had a problem in my 25 years ever. So America is a very safe country. I think unfortunately on the news, sometimes you hear bad things about other countries. I think that goes to be for every country. I think the news tends to tell us things that are a little more dramatic. And so sometimes we only hear the bad things. Okay. If you have any more questions about that, I'm happy to talk more about it if you have more questions.
I see. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Geza, for the question. I think he's very curious about what's happening there in America. Because yes, he learns English and he has a lot of curiosity to learn new things. So that's why, yeah, our students have a lot of questions to ask, but maybe they are too shy to ask to you for now. Madam Tarly, can I ask a question for
Yes.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, have you ever tried to learn another language besides English?
Yes.
Have you ever tried?
I have taken many years of Spanish and I never practiced enough. And so I still have to work on it. And I wish, and this is my recommendation to all the students is don't be like me. Practice your English as much as you can when you're young because you have more time, and it's learning a language is all about time. I also have been very fortunate to travel a little bit. And so I taught English in China a summer, and I taught English in Japan. So I did learn a little Japanese and a little Mandarin. I am terrible at Mandarin, terrible. No one could understand a word that I said. My Japanese was a little better, but it was more survival language, not necessarily conversational.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Jennifer Tar, for the answer. I guess our students has a big passion to learn another language besides of Indonesia. English is one of the main languages we are passionate to learn about. All right. I see pictures. To you? Yes, to me, because my computer is lagging. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Any question?
Two questions.